Hello and welcome to Grind Slime TV with me, your host Aaron. And today we're kicking it old school with a classic death metal demo from the first wave. And this is one of my favourite demos. It's nice and short, but it's just that old school original death metal in all of its glory, in its most purest form. We are talking about Incubus and their only release, God Died on His Knees. Little three tracker here, absolute classic. Little three piece. There they are there, chilling and whatnot. You might recognise that handsome fellow. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Of course, that's Mike Browning, also of Acheron, Morbid Angel, um, Nocturnus, you know, that kind of stuff. He's done loads. Man, don't stop. And the other two, we've got Gino Marino on guitar, cool name, and Sterling von Scarborough on bass and vocals. See that classic three-piece lineup: bass and vocals, guitar, drummer. You know, just like Sodom back in the day, or Venom, or Motorhead. You know, it's just Repulsion. I love that three-piece. Slaughter. Just yeah, mate. It's just the ultimate. It's the ultimate key. But unfortunately, Gino Marino and Sterling von Scarborough both passed on. In 2017, Gino died of cancer, and in 2006, Sterling hung himself. So quite sad, really. You know, men's suicidal awareness and whatnot. But there's the band again on the back there, doing their thing, and they recorded this bad boy allegedly in one take. Well, no reason to not believe them, but you know, you hear these sort of things all the time. But in a rehearsal space, and yeah, the vocals were improvised and whatnot, as were the solos. And yeah, when I can believe it, listening to it, it's like yeah, it just sounds like a raw jam session. Like it is really, really good. I mean, you've got three songs on here that are just darkness made flesh. And I got the older. This is a reissue that came out last year, so I was really happy to finally get this on hard copy. So I've been a big fan of this ever since I saw John McEntee from Incantation post about it on his Instagram a few years back. And I thought, well, I've got to check this shit out. And I was like, Jesus, Mike Brown in again. But there he was, doing his thing. Now, Mike Brown doesn't do any vocals on this record, which is a shame because I think he's got great vocals. But it's really cool hearing Sterling do his thing. It's very sort of waily, very you know, so it causes a bit of a divide because a lot of people are like, oh, I like it, but I just can't do the vocals. I can't get past them. I really like them because, like I say, it's just that really loud kind of crass, just sort of like, I don't know, very thrashy in a way. Like the way he tries to keep with the speed, he tries to get low, but he can't quite do it the way that it's been traditionally done, so to speak. But then he gets his really big highs as well. But it kind of reminds me of Chris Reifert in places. You know how he just sort of goes all over the place like that. And just it's just that same sort of thing. So I really like that sort of style, and it's something very punk rocky about it. And this is quite punky as well. Like if you're not into punk, don't worry, you'll listen to this and be like, oh, the punk record. But if you're into punk and you can appreciate how punk sort of works and the goings on and the sort of style in which it was executed, so to speak, this is a very punk rock release. It's very dirty, very, very raw, but everything cuts through. So you're hearing the band at their best, really. You know, like if you were to go and see them, you can't obviously, but if you were to, they'd be like, well, they're just going to sound like this, and it's bang on. So yeah, this is limited to 300 copies, so that's pretty cool. I didn't even realise that today when I was looking on the back, reading the bits, and I was like, oh yeah, cool. Didn't even realise. But yeah, this was put out by Thrashing Fist Productions last year. They did some really cool reissues. I've got a bunch of their Bulldozer ones. I really like Bulldozer. I'll have to do a video on them at some point soon as well. But cause I know my boy Dave over at Ghoulish Grin, Ghoulish Dave's channel. I know he's a Bulldozer fan as well, so he'll be happy with that. He'll probably be watching this one as well, so no doubt he probably likes. You can see the other side of my room now. Look, There's the vinyl. There's the tapes. See them? Got a few empty beer bottles over there. But there's some CDs. a little bit of a look around there. But yeah, no doubt Dave will be a fan of this. I mean, if he isn't, I mean, that's fine. I haven't got anything against homosexuals. I'm just not one of them, But more power to you. More cock for you. That's the way you got to look at it. And I hope you all score. No one likes being rejected. But yeah, absolutely class, very overlooked death metal from the 80s, 87 in fact. And particularly seeing that it's got like death metal royalty in there as well. It's amazing how many death metal fans I meet and say, "Oh, have you heard the Incubus demo?" And they're like, "Oh, never heard of it." And it's like, till a few years ago, I'd never heard of it. But absolute stunner, really dark, blasphemy lyrics. It's got zombies, reanimators thereof, and just an all good gory carnage time. Dismembering God and whatnot. So yeah, 3 tracks there, and the middle one, Reanimators Mutilations, is a nice like little grindy track. I think it's like a minute 46 or something, a minute 47 maybe, a minute 40 something, but really really fast stuff. Speed's the name of the game again, and of course they have their the little moments, but for the most part this is just let's go. Love it. Really old school. Definitely worth getting on. You've got 12 minutes there of solid death metal, like I say, in its purest form. So you really, really cannot go wrong with this release. Whole thing's up on YouTube. It's not on Spotify as far as I'm aware. It hasn't been as long as I've known. So yeah, support the underground, particularly your local scene. Give Incubus a spin. God died on his knees demo, 1987. Getting all my nerds in a whacking fuddle today. And yeah, carry on.